absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 5th season of JK Paper Presents Author Awards in association with the Times of India.
Another edition of the coveted Author Awards recently concluded in New Delhi. Celebrating the contribution of women authors to the literary space, this was the 5th edition of the awards, hosting some of the best talent from the world of literature.
Being an author myself, I was extremely delighted to be part of jury for debutante authors. What stood out for me was Indian storytelling. What stood out for me was the fact that there were so many different kinds of voices that spoke to a whole different subset. They were very young authors, 26, 28, 30, who were writing beautifully, eloquently, and with such insight. I thought, well, the future's bright.
You know, this is not just about an award. We have a website, and what we try to do is keep an engagement throughout the year. So we have physical book reading sessions at bookstores or virtual book reading sessions with well-known authors or people. We have something called master classes, MASTHER, which means really people with experience, authors with experience who talk to younger people, to newer authors on some tips, whether it's for publishing or how do you really do a story writing or other things like that. So we are trying to create an engagement, and we hope that we can build this into a stronger engagement which continues throughout the year. So it's not an annual one-off function, but an engagement which actually helps women authors, whether they are budding, debutante or experienced, in engaging with a community that wants to read.
The Author Awards is a platform to not only encourage women and honor their craft of telling stories, but also providing a forum for them to share their talent and love of writing.
You know, one had heard so much about the Author Awards. It was wonderful to be a part of this process. This season was absolutely fantastic. We had some great entries, and I think we had a wonderful time given the kind of books that we got to read. One talks about how the fiction industry is shrinking, but I think the kind of books that we read, I think it's going nowhere. I look forward to this event every year, and I'm so glad I could be a part of it this year.
I think it's wonderful that there is an award of this kind for women authors, because I think women need much more support than, others. So it's great that you have instituted this award. It was an exciting experience for me. I had to read a lot along with my other jury members. So a lot of pressure, but it was also a lot of fun going through so many different kinds of books. There are autobiographical works, there were historical works, those that touched on economics, sociology, and all kinds of issues. So there was a really great range of books, and I think apart from the fact that we had to find winners, I think we should celebrate all the books that were shortlisted at least, and all the women who have written such an incredible range of books in the last year.
The Author Award Season 5, it's been fantastic. It's been my first year to attend the awards, and it's really authentic and was complete fun, absolute fun and pleasure. I got the debut author category, and my criteria was literature being number 1, and authenticity, creativity, and then getting the entire thing together,
The event was flagged off by special addresses by Jaya Bhattacharjee Rose, the literary director of the awards, and H.P. Singhania, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of JK Paper.
This is now our 5th edition, and I'm very proud to say that Author Awards remains the only award for women writers in India. India, of course, is full of literary awards and festivals, but women writing has historically been underrepresented. Even globally, for women writers, there are only a handful of awards. Author Awards is a beacon of this shift in Indian literature. We have an incredible variety of books featured by women tonight, each distinctive, each worthy of being heard, seen and read. I hope you enjoy reading and discovering the Author Awards literature as much as we have.
The famous poet Mahadevi Verma once said, "Within woman lies the flame of creation, the power to give birth to a new world." The Author Awards, established in 2019 by J.K. Paper in collaboration with Times of India, was created to empower those very voices. We celebrate the incredible art of storytelling and give women authors a platform to share their unique perspective. These 5 years have been absolutely amazing. We've been overwhelmed by the response, and the numbers are going up each year. Cumulatively, we've received over 7,000 entries across 6 categories. Now, some of you might be curious to say, why J.K. Paper, a paper company, gets involved in this and champions this cause? At J.K. Paper, we believe in the power of good stories to transform lives. And let's be honest, good stories deserve good paper. I'm glad this resonates with you, because my day job is trying to sell paper, and I don't like to lose any opportunity where I can push this thought. And before I let you go, I also want to say that I hope please go back to your offices and homes and see that you use our copier paper, JK Copier. Please do that. We can put out a poll for this one. Thank you. So we found the perfect partner in Times of India, a platform that fosters literacy and encourages reading. It's a match, if I may say, made in literary heaven.
Joining the event as the chief guest was the veteran actress, known to be one of the most elegant actresses to ever grace the silver screen, Sharmila Tagore.
It's really an honor that you have thought of me and invited me to this very prestigious occasion, a subject that is very close to my heart, anything related to women. And of course, this enterprise, I believe, started 5 years ago with you, Harshpati Singhania, and collaboration, of course, with Times of India. And you've given so much. And in 5 years now, you've introduced the children's section, which is wonderful. I believe it's 18 years old.
Before commencing the award ceremony, it was time to honor, thank and speak to the jury on their journey with this season of the awards.
You know, Kevin, I'll start from you. 14, you started at 14. I want to know, what is the one advice you'd like to give, or a tip, if you may, to all budding authors who start early?
So definitely don't give up, because as a writer, it's very tough out there, I know. So yeah, don't give up. That's it.
Satyarth, you were part of the fiction category. We do know that there is essentially a difference in sensibilities between male authors and female authors. What, in your opinion, set the women authors apart?
I think we male writers tend to get a little impatient. We tend to rush through. We tend to, at times, I won't say lose interest, but you sometimes do waver. But I have seen female writers up and close, and I've seen the kind of dedication, the kind of multitasking that they can do.
You've been the face of the campaign this year. I wanted to know, why do you think there was a need for having an award that is specific to women authors?
Not just in the sphere of writing, and not just in film, but everywhere. There is a serious lack of representation. And as women who are women like you and me and so many others in this room, who've had the privilege to have education, to have equal opportunity, if we don't take the envelope, run with it, and break that bloody string that's holding us, the glass ceiling or whatever you want to call it, and implant ourselves firmly as the protagonists of the narrative, that is vital for us to do.
Shipra, you judged the debut category, so tell us about one book that stole your heart?
Well, I want to keep it a
one book.
secret. I want to keep it a secret because, let the hearts beat a little bit because there are a few of them, all lined up to win the awards. So, yeah.
We wait up for that one secret book that you're not describing yet. But Upinder, you judged the non-fiction category. Tell us a little bit about, I can understand with 2,000 entries and all, writers in different fields. Tell us a little bit about the judging process and how you managed to navigate the reams of JK paper.
You really had to be very alert to the content and the style of the book and try to see what the book was conveying to a larger audience.
Sure.
So what the three of us looked at, apart from reading every book very carefully, was to form an assessment of the book as a whole, but also focus on issues such as content, style, originality, and impact.
This was my first year as a juror for the Author Awards. It was an absolutely fabulous experience, judging all these amazing children's books. Just amazing and very heartening to see so much amazing literature coming out for children from Indian writers.
It was a great experience. There was a lot of reading in a very concentrated amount of time. But I think it was there was a tremendously high quality of books that we received. I was actually taken aback by how many of the books were, because often you find that you don't get necessarily, so many books that are so good. And the other thing that's always enjoyable about, because after all you're judging books, they can never be, it's like comparing apples and oranges after all. If you have two equally good books, how do you decide between the two? So a lot of it is partly is also discussion with your fellow jurors, and I very much enjoyed the discussions with Professor Upinder Singh and Ambassador Vikas Swarup. It was, it's always nice to hear other people's views and perspectives and thoughts and understand books more deeply.
This is Best Author Fiction.
In individual sectors.
What's the sense that you're getting on both roads? Clarify this entire case. What is it going to mean for the business? What else are you looking at?
It's really one of the biggest deals.
ET now have been getting you bit by bit.
मेरा वोल्टा स्मार्ट एयर एसी ये सुपर साइलेंट चलता और इसका स्लीप मोड बॉडी के नीड के अकॉर्डिंग रूम ठंडा रखता. सो स्मार्ट, शोर कम, काम ज्यादा.
2024 में जनता इंटरव्यू लेगी नाविका के साथ. वो दिग्गज जो 24 के चुनाव के सुपर फेस. बेहद तीखे सवाल होंगे, पब्लिक के बीच में होंगे. फोन में रिमाइंडर लगा ले, नोटबुक में नोट कर ले. पब्लिक मंच नाविका कुमार के साथ टाइम्स नाउ नव भारत पर.
I encourage you all to enjoy this evening of recognition and celebration.
A one-of-a-kind business opportunity for the logistics sector. Logimat India 2024 unfolded a plethora of possibilities along with a transformative experience for every stakeholder of the industry. Watch glimpses of the exhibition, a glittering ceremony of the awards distribution, celebrations and some of the biggest names from the logistics world. This weekend at these times only on ET Now.
Indian markets are going to be taking a booster start.
Hi, good morning. You're watching The Market right here on ET Now.
Indian markets are at an all-time high. You would really pinch yourself to say, isn't this all factors aligned wonderfully well for us?
Nifty is now up a staggering 2,000 points. That impacts the market like no other. Just on the editor's radar, the strategy is going to be for the day.
It just starts coming up on your screen. There's a lot of green on the screen today.
award ceremony began with an intro of the categories and the eminent jury members, following which H.P. Singhania of J.K. Paper and Sharmila Tagore were called on the stage for the award ceremony. Winners in fiction category: Sonora Jha for her book The Laughter, publisher Penguin Random House, India. Darshan Cyrus Mehta for her book Mad Sisters of Essie, publisher HarperCollins, India. Award received by HarperCollins, India. Winner, non-fiction category: Sudha Bhardwaj for her book From Phasi Yard, My Year with the Women of Yerawada, publisher Juggernaut Publications. Award received by Juggernaut Publications. Winner, debut category: Rajashri Variyar for her book The Daughters of Madurai, publisher Hachette India, special jury mention Neerja Chaudhary for her book How Prime Ministers Decide, publisher Aleph Book Company. Award received by Hachette India. Winner, Children's Author category, Non-Fiction: Devika Kariappa for her book A Children's History of India in 100 Objects, publisher Penguin Random House, India. Winner, Children's Author category, Fiction: Shabnam Meenwala for her book Zen, publisher Penguin Random House, India.
A new category was introduced to the Author Awards to recognize and inspire budding writers to let their imaginations soar. So this is the Best Manuscript category. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Vibha Sangeeta Krishna Kumar for her manuscript Kaushalya, the Queen of Hearts. Second in this category, and that award goes to Havoc by Ananya Raghu. Now we move on to our Popular Choice Award,
and the winner is Sahar Zaman, and the book name is Talat Mahmood, the definitive biograph.
Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Mridula Garg.
I must thank the Times of India, Author, and J.K. Paper for honoring me with this prestigious award of Lifetime Achievement. I feel honored, of course, but I also feel humbled. Writing is all right, being read is fine, but then ultimately, what do you write for? Ultimately, what does literature do? The popular reply to that is nothing. Literature does nothing. Because really, literature doesn't go out on the roads and do anything. But it does something which only literature can do. And it can do that only if you read it, only if there are readers. And that is, it changes the perception of the people who read the book. It changes how they perceive themselves and others. It teaches them to look at others with compassion and magnanimity. It teaches them to be less hateful. It teaches them to not neglect those who may be less privileged than them.
What a remarkable journey for 5 years. And the season 5, this has been a special season 5. At the outset, the congratulations and compliments to all the women writers. When we started this Women Author Award, we didn't realize that this is going to take this kind of a shape where we have so many entries and this kind of a size and a scale. Very delighted to say that 2,000 entries. I mean, what a size. So, first of all, thank you all the writers for sending their entries for this prestigious award. And we are delighted to partner in their venture to write and submit the entries. Thank you very much. Sharmila ji, your presence has been mesmerizing. Thank you very much for your elegant presence for this occasion. All the eminent jury members and their relentless work, hard work in selecting and finally choosing the awardees. Thank you very much. Our deepest gratitude for the publishers, because without the publishing community, it would not have been possible for this kind of a scale and size. Thank you very much, all the publisher fraternity. I would be failing if in the fraternity of the storytelling, if I don't narrate the story of J.K. Paper. The story started close to 90 years back, when it was a small affair of 5,000 ton of paper production, and today we are over 8 lakh ton of paper production. When we produce paper, last time also I said that we are going to plant 130 million trees in the country, so that you don't feel guilt where you say that when we use paper we cut trees. Please don't have that guilt, because we plant trees when you use the paper. And I'm happy to tell you that the year 23-24, we have already planted 120 million trees on the Mother Earth. So we are enriching the atmosphere when we are enriching the greenery in the country.
The 5th edition of these prestigious awards concluded on a high note. JK Paper and the Times of India will continue to hold more editions of the prestigious awards to further build on the momentum of the past few years, not only recognizing the women writers, but also the way they are shaping India's literary space.